something, you have an advantage over me, right off the bat.
The only advantage that I have.
I know the advantage because I sit on a local government.
And I know because I don't have a contract.
Right, who has.
And that's all bullshit in the first place. Because they still choose what they want to choose. I'm going to give you a prime example.
Don't use names.
I'm not. I don't know if I can use this one because it's going to be... Okay, I'll just say it like this. I went to a city that you and I know well. And I've always been in technology since the military, since '89. And I proposed to this city to do video surveillance throughout the city. Right? They haven't ever thought about it before. They wasn't going to do it. It wasn't on their radar. But I gave them all the reasons why they should do it by saving in support of the police force. They saved in regards to not having to have so many police officers. They can cover more ground. They can generate revenues by doing an extra security measure, the whole nine. These folks took my idea and gave it to a white company. They had no ambitions to do this before. They took my idea. I wrote the RFP for them, Dean. I wrote the RFP. I put the stipulations. I put the stuff in there, and it happens all the time.
Well, I'm going to take that a step further. I brought some government body property. Brought the idea, presentation, showed them, and I'm not going to elaborate on this because I don't want to disclose and bust out the party who's guilty.
Okay.
But unfortunately, they took my suggestions and ran with another realtor. And the other realtor was white. I'm white. You know, if I was black, I'd say it was racism. But because I'm white, I just say because they're a piece of crap. So, there's people...
Well, I'm black.
But that's what I'm saying. But it's almost like me as a smoker, and unfortunately I smoke. If I get sick, there's the reason. Because he smokes. The doctor's going to tell you, quit smoking, you're going to die. There it is. You quit smoking, this will get better, that'll get better. And what happens, in my opinion, is that black people tend to possibly, again, I know the world's cruel. There's white racists and black racists. So you have been discriminated against. I can guarantee it. I believe it 100%. And I hate it because you're a dang good guy. But I believe that there's times that there's just crappy people out there in this world that messed you over. And I'm not talking that instance where people accredit or a black person would think because of other racist experience, that's race. Where when I was shafted by a government agency and they took another realtor who was white, so I know it wasn't racism, it's just a crappy group. And in your instance, they may have gone with their good old buddy, whoever. And that's crap, but it may not be because of race, but because of your experience. In other words, that's the part that we've got to, in my opinion, get past is think of people a little bit more as there's good people and bad people. There's people that do good business deals, people that do bad business deals. And you're right, on this one, when I get a bad business deal, well, I am white, and if they're white, I don't think I was discriminated against. I just think, what a horrendous person.
Well,
if it would happen to, in other words, I think there's more of an assumed racism out there than there is.
That's because
again, I'm not denying racism.
That's because what you just said. You said that it may be because I am aware of racist things that have happened.
Right.
And maybe to me, and maybe to others, what have you. But I have noticed it, and it has happened to me before.
Right.
So in this instance, it happened. Now, let me give me a little further.
Okay, but can we agree on that? That because of experiences, that maybe we can, as a country, a little better if we will just, at some points, if we don't know it was discrimination, accredit it to just a terrible person that does bad business deals?
I think that is absolutely sometimes the case. But what I'm about to say now, I'm going to prove, or I'm going to talk about it not being, or it could possibly be a hint of racism here. I wrote the RFP, I knew what the response to being responsible was supposed to be. When you have bids in the government arena, they have to read what the responses and what the prices were. We were lower in price, we were more responsive, and we wrote the damn RFP. So we should have got that contract.
Well, I understand.
So there's, I mean,
And that's, again,
everything being equal, the only difference in our companies that should have given them the leg up over me is that my company is black, his company is white. Only difference.
Well, you know, again, the bad business deal I received, if I were black, I probably would say it's because I was black. Because there was no reason not to utilize me when I brought it to them. I mean, I had that deal together.
Right.
And you know, I'm not saying in that instance it wasn't because you're black, but we can do better in the country, in my opinion, if we quit assuming that everything is because of our color. Because there's just bad business people, both white and black, that's going to mess anybody over. I mean, there's black people out there that'll mess you over as quick as anything. That's bad people, period. And then there's bad racist people who will mess you over based on your race.
Well,
we can distinguish those.
We can agree that there are bad people who do bad business
To
whomever on either side of the aisle. I can agree to that. That's something I've learned. I'm going to put that down. Or that's something I knew and it was reinforced. But at the same time, to the point that Chris was making here, is that he hasn't been in office a year. And already he is being considered, or being labeled from this person, as an unmitigated disaster. Bush been in office for 8 years. He inherited a surplus. He left Obama with a deficit.
And Bush has been torn to pieces.
And he should be.
Since the beginning.
He should be. He left Obama 2 wars.
No president deserves the disrespect that all of them get. It's horrendous. I mean, this country...
Especially Obama.
It is not especially Obama.
Well, I said that wrong. Especially the disrespect that Obama gets. You have people on walls, your wall and my wall, they will call him Obama. Or Barack.
That. And they say Bush, too. There's a lot of disrespect out in the world
that's very...
And I even catch myself because it's...
And I do.
You know,
right, I do. And what I do is I try to back it and not say press on the other side.
Right.
But that's disrespectful within itself.
It's disrespectful to the office. But that's not necessarily, again, assuming racism type things. Whoever would say Obama would have said Clinton. Because they're most likely a diehard Republican that wouldn't have liked Clinton either, but that was President Clinton, but they would not have probably given him the respect.
You honestly don't think, though, let me ask you a question. I mean, and I know you'll be brutally honest, but you don't think that Obama is getting any of this stuff because of his race at all?
Not really. I honestly, I think that's party politics, period, at this point.
So I mean, you don't think Obama and Rush Limbaugh playing Puff the Magic Negro is racist?
I didn't know that anybody did that.
Rush Limbaugh did that. You write that down. You learned that today. Rush Limbaugh wrote on, had on his show, in the presidential campaign,